Familiar strip with the blue shorts and the blue socks as well, and the Canaries in their yellow and green shirts, their green shorts and yellow and green socks as well. It's a special shirt for them today, as it is one of their charity shirts that they are promoting at the moment in time as well. The two teams start to go through the handshakes, and John Pearson, this game this afternoon, it's got a lot riding on it for Norwich City, and in many ways that means it has a lot riding on it for Sheffield Wednesday to do themselves proud, to do themselves a bit of justice as well, and to make sure that the top end of the championship has a real fair fight.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that Norwich would rather not be playing Sheffield Wednesday today with our away record. You know, we've got a better away record than we have at home. It's going to be a tough task, and I'm sure there's going to be a few nerves in their camp. They've got a full sell-out crowd.
He looks around, blows his whistle, and does indeed get us underway this afternoon, and McGugan instantly fires it up down the left-hand side. He's looking for Lavery to get on the end of it. He won't get there. And it's played short. Houlihan will then left-footed, sends it all the way across here for Johnny Howson, and nod down by him, trying to find Jerome. Clearance away by Dielna, not a good clearance. Bobbles back in towards Jerome, he's pulled down there.
Appeals for a penalty, he's not giving it.
Linesman, he looked straight across to the referee. The linesman kept his flag down, points towards the corner kick instead. I have to say, Cameron Jerome there had got for him the right side of Claude Dielna, the wrong side for the Frenchman. Corner kick once again on that far side of the ground, whipped in, it's a low one this time. Cameron Jerome is there with the header, comes off a defender, and then the strike by Whittaker all the way out here to be popped to the left hand side. Basong now has it, he plays it all the way backwards, and they're heading back towards their own goal and almost into their own half here, and Dorrans does indeed play it backwards.
Superb block by Milo, threw his body in front of that on the edge of the box.
Had to as well. It was a great strike, low and hard by Jerome. Here it is now with Vermeil, outside of his right boot, finds McGugan. Lovely touch by McGugan to get away from his man. Sprays it to the left-hand side, and advancing down the left-hand side, there's a chance for a cross to come in for Sheffield Wednesday here. McGugan's in support. Maguire was with him. Maguire plays it to McGugan, who twists away from one man, but then loses out to another one. And now here come Norwich City. Here's Graham Dorrans, plays it forwards, manages to find Johnny Howson. Howson will come forwards with it. Jerome is ahead of him. Sliding tackle comes in from Maguire. Good defensive work by the Sheffield Wednesday winger. However, Dielna dallies on it and loses possession here to Houlihan. Houlihan then looking to try and find a teammate out towards the right hand side. The fullback Whittaker advancing forwards. He'll put one into the near post, and it's blocked there by Mattock and goes out for another corner kick, a third of the game for Norwich City. One coming in, and it goes out for a throw into Norwich.
Good defending by McGugan.
Oh, and it's been won here.
Go on,
this is great play. This is his grove, breaking down the right hand side, running towards the edge of the Norwich penalty area, onto his right boot. Can he get the shot away? He can, and he just wriggles wide of the uprights on the far side and goes for a goal kick. That all came from Isgrove, stealing the ball there from the fullback Olsen on the halfway line, bursting down this right hand flank, and in the end not a bad shot, but it just wiggles and bobbles across the goal and goes out on the far side.
Well, he showed on Saturday. I mean, defensive wise, he did brilliant on Saturday. He got back and made a lot of tackles, and he's pinched that ball on the halfway line, and he's ran, and unfortunately I think his angle is just a little bit too tight.
Well, here it is with Marnik Vermeil, the Sheffield Wednesday fullback. Played square, and the cross will come in from Maguire into the centre for Lavery with the header. A free header in between the centre halves, and he puts it a good 3 or 4 yards wide of the uprights. 0-0.
That is a big shame, because that is a tremendous cross. He's picked him out. He's on his own. What is he, 8 yards out? They've got two players on the edge of the 18-yard box waiting for anything that's headed out.
Howson links up with Houlihan. They link up once again. He plays it into the path of Houlihan inside the area, tries to play it onto his right boot, and instead plays it square, and Whittaker on his left foot, his weaker left foot, drills it over the crossbar from all of 15 yards out.
Well, yeah, he should have done better, but you've got to give some credit to Isgrove, who tracked him back and just made him rush that effort. So he's looking in behind. He's causing a different problem to what we're used to.
Ruddy looking to pick out Jerome. Lee's header isn't the best. It comes down to the left-hand side for Bradley Johnson here. He'll hold it up against Marnik Vermeil. Then he does manage to swing it in there towards the back post, where Johnny Howson will try and beat Mattock to it. Mattock wins the header though. Whittaker nods it back down, and Howson has possession. He'll try and float it into the near side of the box. Up goes Dielna for it. Whittaker beats him to it. Whittaker then swings a high boot at it as well. Up goes Johnson with the header, and it's in! Scrappy defending by Sheffield Wednesday allows Bradley Johnson to nod home his second goal in 2 games and gives the Canaries the lead. We've played 32 minutes, and it is Norwich City 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Well, I did not see that coming from that sort of attack. The ball's not right to the far post, and it's ended up going miles up in the air.
Gone out on the far side for a throw into Sheffield Wednesday here. Well, the Owls trail by a goal to 0 if you are just joining us on this Bank Holiday Monday. Cleared forwards by Ruddy. Norwich goalkeeper, he's been tested a couple of times. Well, he's not been tested, but he's certainly had the ball flash either side of his upright. And again, Milo tries to clear it away. It just comes off of Dorrans and lands at the feet of Lees. He plays it square for Dielna. And now Mattock on the left. Mattock blocked there in his clearance by Howson. Here's Cameron Jerome now. Jerome maybe goes alone, steps in onto his left boot, plays it to Bradley Johnson. Little step over from him. Dorrans in the area, left-footed strike, palmed away by Westwood. Only as far as Howson trying to shift it out from under his feet. Can't do so, and Milo clears it away.
Yeah, we're living dangerously at the moment.
And now it's another corner kick for Norwich City. 2 minutes of added time go up on the board, and it comes to the near post. Drops down here for Johnson to hit his second of the game. Norwich's second of the game, and in injury time of the first half, it's now a mountain to climb for the Owls. Norwich City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0.
Well, it wasn't a high corner that came in that time, and it's somehow squeezed along the 6-yard box. I think we've got legs going at it, but we couldn't clear it. And eventually the volley's come in and it's gone through a crowd of players. We said we look dangerous from corners. They're flooding bodies forward. They're picking up second balls.
Bradley Johnson receives the applause of the home fans. It did go through a crowd of bodies. Westwood sprawled to his left-hand side to try and get there to block it, but it was just too powerful. Down into the ground, took a bounce ahead of Westwood. And Bradley Johnson now moves himself this season onto 13 goals.
I can't see anything in anybody else coming on for the next 15 minutes or so.
Stevie May's down there at the moment in time. I can just see his ponytail bobbing up against the dugout down here as Newey wins the header, and then Maguire tries to win the second one. He can't do. Does he foul Johnson there? The referee says no. Here is Lee. Lines up the shot, gets the shot away. Wide of the uprights. Yeah. It fell down for him nicely. He had time to try and pick out his spot, but hits it a good couple of yards wide across the face of the goal.
Buxton dropped into centre half.
Yep.
Kieran Lee right back.
Yep.
That's the 4 across the back.
They've dropped it backwards here, and
it's 4-3-2.
It is. Here is Milo. Oh, and he plays a lovely ball for Lee down the right-hand side. Will it stay in play? It does just stay in play on that touchline. Newey making a run into the area. Lee puts it in to try and find him. That comes off the inside thigh there of the centre-half Martin, despite the appeals for a handball on the opposite side of the ground from the Wednesday fans.
I don't think there was a massive claim for handball, no. Was there?
But your side's losing by 2 goals to 0. You can understand the fans appealing for it. But here comes Johnny Howson through the centre. It's 3-on-3 here. Out towards the right-hand side to Redmond. Redmond here up against Mattock. Onto his right boot. Still going in the area. Gets a shot away. And it just goes inches wide of the far side post as Westwood dropped to his right-hand side. Redmond looking to put the icing on the cake for Norwich, but can't do so. It remains Norwich City 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Yeah,
it was 3 against 3. And as you said, Redmond attacked Joe Mattock. And he's pulled it back onto his right foot. Fired the shot, aiming for the far post.
Infield for Newey. He needs support. He's been shrugged off the ball here by Howson, but he holds on to it, the big statured central striker. But in the end, losing it there is Maguire, and Stuart Gray furious with him. Here's Whittaker now, getting towards the edge of the area. Plays it out to Redmond on the right, in acres of space, Redmond here. Redmond will try and run at Mattock. Couple of step overs and another one. Going to the byline, clips it up there towards the back post. Up goes Cameron Jerome, then Hooper, and cleared away by McGugan.
Yeah, good work by Redmond. Stood it up nicely at the far post. I think it was just a little bit too high for Jerome. He couldn't get that header down.
Bounces the ball in front of him a few times here as he waits to launch it downfield. And indeed he does, send it high up into the sky, out of our vision above the stand. Headed away by Whittaker. We've had the added 3 minutes, but the referee's allowing play to go on here. Hooper knocks it back for Redmond. Back to Hooper on the right-hand side. The ref takes another look at his watch and brings this game to a close. And Sheffield Wednesday have been beaten by Norwich City by 2 goals to 0. Norwich are pushing for a place in the Premier League, and on that performance today, you can see why Sheffield Wednesday, slightly the architects of their own downfall, failing to clear their area for the first goal, which Bradley Johnson, in the end, did put home into the back of the net with a looping header at the back post. The second goal of the game, also from Bradley Johnson, deep into first half injury time, and it was once again a corner kick in from the near side, just nodded down. Johnson touch on his chest, left-footed volley into the back of the net, and that was the difference between the two sides today. Sheffield Wednesday failing to keep a 17th clean sheet of the season.